Hi guys, my name is Annie Johnson and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first YouTube video ever. I guess it's better late than never. Is it just me or does every diet out there feel like a scam? It is. So I just turned 30 about a month ago and I just weighed myself today and it turns out I am over 375 pounds. I absolutely do not want to reach 400 pounds. I am bound and determined to lose my weight. Anyone else at the point where the aesthetics of losing weight is just an added bonus? I know I'm there. I don't sleep very well. I have really bad apnea. Personally, I kind of snore, and that keeps me from having a really good sleep, and I end up waking myself up from it. And there's just a lot of struggles that you have when you're as overweight as I am. And so I've kind of hit the point where I'm just bound and determined I have to lose my weight. I've got to get it off. I really need to lose weight because I can't even do basic things around the house. When I wake up in the morning and I go to the bathroom or I go to the kitchen to make some breakfast, I'm already out of breath. I can't walk very long distances without getting painful, horrible cramps in my leg. I just feel like I'm at the point where I'm physically just not even able to function normally. I think anyone who's been at the point where I'm at can tell you that they have tried a ton of diets. I know personally I've tried almost all of them. I've done all the big ones for sure. There's Weight Watchers and Nutrisystem and Jenny Craig and all of these diets. And for some reason, they just never worked for me. And I never understood why until I realized that they're really missing out on the main thing that I think is holding most people back from losing weight. And that's their mental health. Nobody really ever asserts the problems that come with being overweight mentally. I personally think of being overweight as any other addiction. You're personally prescribing yourself food to make yourself feel better. And there's a lot of depression, and I think there's a lot of internal wounds and scars that's been afflicted that people all react differently to. And I want to do something that not only helps me lose weight, but gives me that peace of mind so that I can work on my own mental health instead of spending all my energy and time working out the calories and meal planning and all of these things that overcomplicate my already overcomplicated brain. This is why I've come to the conclusion of doing alternate day fasting. I think it's incredibly simple because all you have to do is stop losing weight. And the biggest bonus for me personally is that it's free. I do not have a lot of money right now, and I hate the fact that every other diet out there, you have to spend hundreds or even thousands of dollars, and you don't even know if it's going to work. You don't even know if it's going to be something that you can sustain for a long period of time. My plan is basic. I'm going to be eating from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. on my refeeding days, and then fasting all the other time in between. It sounds like a lot of time fasting, but you're sleeping half the time. And so it really doesn't add up to be as much as you think it is. I'm keeping it really simple on my refeeding days. I'm just sticking with simple homemade food. It worked for our ancestors, it worked for our grandparents. They were all so healthy and so happy. And all they did was eat homemade food. How can it go wrong for me? My job on my refeed days is to just stick with portion sizes and not go binge crazy, because that's something that I've really struggled with in the past, but I think I can do this. It's not always going to be easy on your fasting days. I know the first few days that I always start a fast, I feel really queasy. It comes and goes, but you feel kind of sick those first days, and I think a lot of it is the withdrawal symptoms because like for me, I'm used to having that intake of food and sugar all the time, and it does give you a kind of high. And so I think being aware that the first week or two of fasting is going to be a little difficult, you need to keep that in mind and mentally prepare for it. I feel like I'm ready for that, and I'm mentally prepared because I'm so sick of being overweight and unable to live the life that I want, because I feel like my weight is holding me back. So I'm willing to sacrifice that little bit of comfort so that I can finally get my weight off. So my plan is to fast every other day, and on my refeeding days, I'm looking to only be eating between the window of 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. It feels like a really short window, but I think it gives me enough time to where I can have about 3 meals on my refeeding day. And even though it adds up to being like, I think it's 38 hours of not eating, it really isn't that bad because half the time you're sleeping. And so I've tried to balance it to give myself the most amount of hours. But all of this is through the lens of not wanting 2020 to completely ruin my life. I feel like we're all those people that are stuck in their homes, like in that meme where the fire is burning the guy's house down and he's just sitting there like, this is fine. Like, I feel like we're all like that. And I refuse to let 2020 absolutely destroy my future. So that's why I've decided to make 2020 my comeback year. This will not bring me down. I want to look back in 2021, 2022 and be like, 2020 was sucky, but that was the year that I decided to lose my weight and take control of my life. What got me on alternate day fasting is I actually saw this young girl who had, I think she weighed like 250 pounds, and she tried alternate day fasting, and I'm modeling my days after what she did, and I'll link her video down below so you guys can see what she did. But basically, she ate every other day, and now she's at an extremely healthy weight. It worked really well for her, and I like the simplicity of it. I hate diets, and I just don't think they work for me, and I really feel like this will click for me, and it's what I need personally. Because to tell the truth, losing weight and being on a diet, it's more than just about your own food, because if you're living with other people, they have things that they're cooking around you and you always feel tempted. And I feel like with these other diets, you're counting calories, and so you're worried about every little thing you intake. But with the alternate day diet, all you do is keep away from food for that whole day, and then when it's your eating day, you don't have to restrict yourself so much. It's more about portion control and making sure you're not binge eating to make up for the days that you were fasting. I've personally tried fasting for long periods of time. The longest time I was able to fast was about 14 days, and it took a lot out of me. It was very mentally taxing, because after about the third day, you're really wanting to eat. And I never really experienced, well, I was actually trying the snake diet, and basically what you do with that is you drink water with a large amount of salt and baking soda, I believe it is, to keep your electrolytes high. So even if you fast for a long period of time, it doesn't really make you want to pass out or anything, because you're still getting that energy you need to stay awake. That made me sick. The salt was giving me major stomach pains, and overall it just didn't work out very well for me. And so I feel like the alternate day fasting is something that I can do more sustainably. I really look forward to being able to spend this time this next year losing my weight, and I hope you do too. So click subscribe if you want to join me in making 2020 a good year. There's one thing we can do, and that's to get our health in order. If we're all going to be home, we might as well try to get healthy. And don't forget to click the like button too. That really helps me out. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week.